morning, guys. I headed out to the shop for a bit of turbo time. I'm going to swap out this green 9.96 housing for a silver housing. So I'll show you that when I get to the shop. So it's getting cold at night, down to about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And that was no heat, no nothing. Just fires like a summer day. So we're going to sneak out of the neighborhood again, not to annoy the neighbors. I got a lot of good neighbors, so I hate being obnoxious with the old Detroit straight piped. I think they're getting used to it. It's either that or they probably think I'm stalking the neighborhood or something with this truck. Quite obnoxious. So I'll probably put a muffler on it in the end. We'll see. Before I get a ticket. Alright guys, we got another turbo here we're going to swap out. It's a full silver T04E with the 0.81 AR exhaust housing. And that's going to replace the 0.96 that I have in the truck right now. And the only difference with the turbine wheel is the exducer is about 1 millimeter to 2 millimeters smaller. So it should spin up a little faster and give me a little bit better bottom and mid-range on the turbo. And with any luck, the same top. So I mentioned before in the previous video that I'm getting 10 psi boost. That's pre-airbox, so airbox is about 20. Now, as things go, I have a sensor on the airbox, but for some reason that decided to malfunction, so I'll figure that out. But previously it's always been about 10 psi higher than the turbo, post-turbo, before the bypass valve opens. So once the bypass valve opens, the airbox and the turbo boost are equal. Right now with the 10, I get about 10 to 11 psi boost, and that's not enough even to open up my bypass valve. So the blower bypass isn't even opening up. So if it does, it's opening and closing the whole time. So I have a fix for that as well. I'll swap this turbo first, and then I think I should get a little bit more boost. But here's the valve. It's got the 7 psi spring in it. So I'll swap the turbo first, and if we can get 13 to 15 psi boost, pre-airbox, that's enough to keep that valve open. So, a little look. I neglected to tape our video overhauling this turbo. I put a set of bearings in this. I'm still waiting for my overhaul kit to arrive, so I will go through a full overhaul with you guys in the future. But I robbed Peter to pay Paul. I took new bearings out of a new turbo, a T04 Chinese built turbo, and used them in this. They measured out exactly the same. So the shaft in this one was still good, so I cleaned the housing, and I put in new bearings and everything in it. So you can see the new internals, backing plate and everything in there. So I have another silver turbo, but the shaft is corroded and worn beyond repair. So So we'll put this turbo on now, and there's the AR stamp on it. I thought I'd just go over some of this turbo stuff with you guys. If any of you guys are thinking of using any of these old turbos, I'm going to play around with them for a little while and see how I like them. So far I like that one, except for the slight haze, and I think if I can get 15 psi, that'll clean up. So we'll keep playing around with turbos and see if I can clean it up. So the X-Deucer on this silver series is 75 millimeters, and the inducer is 56, 56.5, 56.6. So there it is there. So that's another millimeter to 2 millimeters larger than the old green turbo. So what the next step is, if this turbo doesn't pan out, I'm going to go get a Chinese built T04 and use the compressor section off of that. So it'll be a 0.80, or sorry, 0.70 AR, and that'll give me a 60, about a 62 to 66 millimeter compressor. So it'll be about 10 millimeters larger on the inducer, so the small section, and it'll be 82. It'll be 8 millimeters. It'll be 6 millimeters larger on the X-Deucer. And we'll see what that does. But anyway, baby steps. For now, we'll just swap this guy out for the 0.96 housing and see what happens. The engine's running really good. The temperatures are down from running the compounds. So oil and the coolant, I can never even get the coolant off the thermostat. Really, running down the road, it's running really cool. So pulling all these long grades. Before, with the compounds on it, I was up to 186 on the coolant and about 210 on the oil. And now I'm running 180 on the coolant and 200 on the oil. Same hills, same temperatures, same everything. Foot planted. The power's the same except for the slight haze from overfueling. But I'm not too concerned, really. It's not obnoxious. It's not enough for people to get concerned. So we'll swap this out now, and I'll bring it back when we get some progress on this. Yeah, another reason I went to single is I can easily swap these turbos out for something different. I sort of want to get this one dialed in. I can get the right air delivery for the injector size I'm using. So for now I'm running the 7A77s, and in the future I'll probably go up to the 9A, the 90cc injectors. I haven't decided on that one yet, but once I get the air right for these, I'll jump up a injector size there, and I think that should be final. We'll see what this turbo does. disconnect the drain. And we're golden. There, I just jacked back the exhaust and disconnected the oil drain. And with any luck, this will come out if everything fits right. Okay. There we go. There. Now, this should just slide out. So there's a lot of air conditioning stuff here too. All right. There we go. Okay. Nice. So I just have to swap over the oil drain and the feed connector and then the front housing cover, compressor housing. So to the naked eye, I don't think you'd notice much there. But when you measure it up, it's about 2 millimeters or 1.5 millimeters larger in diameter for the .96 housing. So we're going to swap that now and put it back in the truck and see how she does. All right, now I've got to go clock this thing. So put it in the truck and do that. And then put the drain back on this one and the feed line, and we can go bolt it back up. There. Get a little bit more on that. Okay. Yeah, that's torqued down, guys. The battery went dead on the GoPro while I was hooking up the exhaust. But anyway, that's all I've done. Torqued down the turbo and hooked up the exhaust. Anyway, see, get that started. Yep, there we go. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Okay, I'll go down and tighten up the exhaust clamp. And then we'll start it up. All right, she's all torqued down and just going to start it up, check for leaks. No oil leaks, so it's all good. So I'll put the covers on her and then drive it home and see how it performs. So this is the moment of truth. Let's see if that turbo works better.
Continuous recording will now start.
See a slight difference even with light throttle applications. I think my dog's blocking the outcomes. Hey Mang, she likes the Detroit. Hey Mango, hey? Yeah, that's right. It's her favorite engine by far, she says. Response is better, but still only 11 psi boost. So airbox will be about 20, 21, 22. Up as well, so I'll run this now, guys, for a few months and see what comes of it, and then I'll make a decision. I'll probably go with a larger compressor section on it. It sure sounds nice. You can hear a bit of the turbo more now. By half of what it was before, so very acceptable. Overall, it can run this now indefinitely until I put new injectors in it. Bark is less out the exhaust, I think. Anyway, guys, there you have it. We swapped the turbo for a full Silver Series with the .81 housing on it, and we'll run this now and see what it yields. Well, again, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video, and stay tuned for further videos. I'm building a trailer right now for this truck, and somebody stole my trailer, so I'll maybe do a video on that as well. So anyway, again, thanks a lot, guys, and take care.